What is up, you guys? Today I'm going to teach you how to sell clothes on Depop. It has been a side hustle for me for a while now, and it's helped me make a lot of cash on the side. Something really fun, and if you know about fashion, this might just be for you. Step number one would be making your account. Just the regular stuff, your email, username, all that stuff. And then in order to sell, you need to link your bank account and I think a top-up card, which should be like a replacement if your bank isn't working or something. If you're over 18, you do need to put in your social security number. It's just a thing that Depop asks for, and I'll explain why in a little bit. If you are under 18 though, you might need to use a parent's information because Depop wants to verify that you're like human or whatever it is. If you know your parents would let you, then just give it a shot. I mean, if you want to make some extra cash, I don't see why not. I believe the reason that Depop wants that information is because I think it varies from state to state, but here in Minnesota, there is a limit for the tax year of income, which would be $600, I believe. If you go over that, they send you a tax form in order for you to file your taxes. So, you need to be over 18 in order to file taxes. If not, your parents will help you, which is why they ask for the social security number in order to have a person to send that information to. After you've made your account, put in your bank information, put in another card, and put your social security number or your parents, you should be ready to list some items. Now, finding the correct items is probably more difficult than actually selling the clothes. There's millions of people on Depop, so whatever you post will most likely sell at some point. But kind of looking for stuff around trends right now or like what the fashion is currently would probably help get your items out a little bit faster. Usually I just sell whatever is in my closet and that I want to get rid of, or I go to Goodwill, which is a thrift store, and then just look for clothes there that I think other people would like. Usually I just go based off of my style. I think I have a pretty good sense of fashion, so it's pretty easy for me to find clothes. But if you're just starting, just kind of look through Depop and maybe find similar stuff close to what other people are selling that you see has likes, that you see has people putting it in their bag, and then you'll get a good sense of what to look for. You could look through your closet, you could go to different thrift stores. There's so many different options in order to find clothes to sell. So now let's say you have your item that you want to sell. In front of me, I have a sweater that I'm not sure if I want to sell. I kind of want to keep it for myself. I'm going to use it as an example to show you guys how to take pictures and how to set it up for the listing. For example, you're selling a hoodie like this. You want to first take a picture of the front, try to get every detail on the chest, if it has something on the sleeves or something. This one doesn't, but let's say it has something on the sleeve, this would be perfect because you can show it. The hoodie, this stuff doesn't really matter. Just try to get it out flat and nice. What I do in order to take good pictures is, how would I like to see this item when it's listed, How would you want to see this item and see every detail of it when you're taking the picture? Just use that and it'll help you a lot more than what I'm saying. But this would be a perfect position to first start taking a picture. Then, second picture you want to take is probably of the tag and what size it is, which should be ideal as a second picture. For the third picture, you need to get a shot of the back of the item. For instance, you would just flip the sweater around and then take a picture of it in order for people to see the whole item, the front, the tag, the back. You don't need to take any pictures of the inside. It's no point. I never do. One thing though is if your sweater has any scuffs, like any staining, for example, if it has like some tears, just take pictures of them and include them in the listing towards the end of it, because you want to be transparent with your clients. One thing that I've noticed is a lot of people, if they really like the item, they will still buy it even if it has some tears. So just let them know. After you have your pictures, it's time to post the listing. You want to choose all the pictures that you think belong on the listing in order for people to see. And then after you choose your pictures, you write a brief description. For instance, for this hoodie, I would write pink Cabela's hoodie. Under it, I would put size XXL. And then there's a few more things Depop asks for, like what brand is it? Is it for women or men? What's the size? What's the price that you want it to sell for? It's just things like that, pretty easy. And then more towards the bottom, there's a section that asks about shipping. Depop has two ways of shipping. One, would be shipping with Depop, which is what I use, and another one would be shipping by yourself. I don't know much of the shipping by yourself part, so I'm sorry I'm not able to tell you about this, but shipping with Depop is a really, really easy way to do this. So what is shipping with Depop? Depop does the job for you. So they send you the label. Either the person that buys the item pays for the shipping, or you can do a setting where you pay for the shipping, and that would probably help your sales a little bit more. But if you want to make more money, obviously the other person would pay for the shipping. One thing to know about it though is that it goes from size and weight. So they have an extra small that starts at like 4 ounces, and then I believe they have like a extra large or large that ends up at like 9 pounds. So you kind of have to think about how much your item could weigh. Believe me, the items are a lot lighter than you might think they are. Another thing you could do is by buying a scale and actually weighing your items, which would probably be the smartest thing to do, but maybe sometime further into your Depop journey. Believe me, it's a lot easier than it might seem. My first sale was really scary because I didn't know how I was gonna do it, but I'm gonna try to take you guys step by step through it. I'm gonna use one of my items that I just sold as an example. So these REI pants were brand new, so I included all the pictures that I thought belonged on it, the tag, the size, some features that the pants had. You can put whatever price you want on the item, but there's a feature that people can send you offers for a price that they think is more reasonable. And you can accept that offer, or you can counter offer, which would be, okay, maybe I don't want to sell it for that price, but I could give it to you for $3 more. I had the pants up for $40 because they are brand new, but I thrifted them, so they were a lot cheaper. So this person sent me an offer for $24. I accepted it. And as soon as you accept it, it doesn't mean that the person buys it. They can still decide whether they want to or not. But this person did decide to, so I'm gonna show you guys how to package it as well. Here are the pants. You wanna fold them nicely. It just really depends on what you're shipping them on. Depop does send ground labels. What that means is that you have to send it in your own type of packaging. I bought these online. I got 100 of them for $25, I believe. You can't send your items in like priority mailboxes that the post office might offer for free, just because there could be an extra charge for the person that already bought the item, or the post office might return it to you just because you sent it in that box. So this is the trustworthy bags that I use. You just want to fold it nicely in order for it to fit in the packaging. And then many people put in like candy, a card of thank you. Sometimes I do that, but majority of the time I don't. So you just close it up and you're good. If you are doing shipping with Depop like I do, this is how you would ship your items off. I usually go to USPS because that's where Depop has me go. I don't know if it varies from state to state depending on whatever post office is closest to you, or I'm not super sure, but Depop should let you know beforehand. Once you sell your item, you want to click those 3 lines, go over to sold items, and then pick whatever it is that you sold. And once you get to that page, there should be a thing that says ship your item now, and the QR code will show up. That QR code you'll use once you get to the post office. You give the person at the counter your package, then you have them scan the QR code, and from there you're done. They'll do the rest of the work for you. There should also be an option in that same page where it says ship your item now, where you can actually see the label. Therefore, if you have a label printer or a regular printer, you can print out the label, put it on your package, and then just go drop it off at the mail. If it is your first time selling though, I would definitely recommend trying out the QR code just so you know how it goes. It's a lot simpler for me. I don't have a printer either way, but you know, you save some paper and then you get to the post office, they do all the work for you. It's a lot easier. Again, I don't know anything about the shipping by yourself. It should be similar, but the costs are obviously going to be different. That's just how I ship because I do shipping with Depop. I want to talk to you guys a little bit more about a few more things. One being the boosting your listing. You can only boost your listing, I'm pretty sure, after you sell your first item, which is one thing to keep in mind. I always do it for all of my items because it helps sell them a lot faster, it reaches a bigger audience. Another thing is shipping prices. Like I said earlier, it goes from weight to size, it just depends. It goes from extra small to large, and the heavier the item, the more it's gonna cost to ship. The lighter the item, the less it's gonna cost. So what I recommend is trying to find lighter items that are valuable and sell them. The chances of you selling a super heavy jacket are pretty slight. Nobody really sells heavy stuff on Depop just because the shipping price is above $10, and who in their right mind wants to pay $10 for shipping? Another thing is the prices of your clothes. You don't want to sell a sweater for $50 when somebody could probably buy it somewhere else for like 20. You have to think reasonably of what price maybe you would want to pay for that same sweater. You also have to consider the shipping price. Let's say you put a shirt up for 15 bucks and it weighs 8 ounces. It's gonna cost about $6 to ship, so it would be $21 for the total price. You know, someone might send you an offer for 13, so they would pay like $18 or $19. That's a reasonable price. You gotta understand other people as well. You gotta work with people. You gotta tell them, okay, maybe we can meet here. You have to think reasonably because nobody wants to buy a $50 shirt from you that they could find in somebody else's page for $30 less, you know? One thing that I just recently learned about Depop is about write-offs. There's a lot of videos about it. I don't know very much about it, but a write-off is something that is used towards your business that you have to pay for, but it's for the business. For example, the poly mailer bags that I use to ship my items, those are a write-off because I use it for the business. What I have in order to write my write-offs is a spreadsheet of Google Sheets. I put in there everything that I pay for clothes, the boosting fees, how much the item cost me and how much profit I actually got from it. And then things like the poly mailer bags, maybe tape if you're using it. Some people even go as far as tracking their miles on their car, like when they go to the store to buy clothes, when they go to the post office. You can go as far as that. I don't really know how to track my mileage that much because I think it's too much of a hassle. I don't really mind that much. With the write-offs, let's say you have like a $50 shirt you bought at the mall the other day and you sell it on Depop for like $30. If you have the receipt for that, I would recommend taking a picture of it and including it in your spreadsheet. I'm pretty sure that could count as a write-off because you're not getting any profit in that. I'm not an expert in this in any way, shape, or form, but these are things that I do. There's a lot of more videos that might explain a little bit more thoroughly than I did. That's all the information that I have for you guys. I hope you guys learned from it. If you want to start your business on Depop, go ahead. It's not as hard as it seems. The first sale will teach you it all, I promise you. You guys take care. Start this side hustle in 2025 as soon as possible because it's super easy. You can make some good money and it's fun. Have a good day, you guys.